everyone. I hope you're having a really magical day. I'm Cinderella from the Party Fairy, and I am so excited to be here with you for story time today. I know that a lot of us have been staying inside our castles recently to stay nice and warm and toasty, and we've been doing lots of fun things to stay busy, like reading or painting pictures or baking. That's always really fun. Me and the prince have been doing a lot of fun things, like yesterday we made a cake. And today I'm going to read a story all about making a cake. Does that sound fun? Well, as many of you know, I used to live with my stepmother, Lady Tremaine, and my stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. And when I lived there, my two very best friends were my mice friends, Jack Jack and Gus Gus. And the three of us used to love to read stories together. By reading stories, we're able to go to magical, fun places or on wild, daring adventures. And there is nothing more exciting than that. So I am so excited that you're here with me today on Story Time. So I thought we would read a really fun story all about me and all about baking, because I know baking is a really fun thing to do when you're inside. All right, everyone. Well, this story is called A Sweet Success. Would you like to read it together? Okay. So, A Sweet Success is a story about sharing. All finished, said Cinderella, holding up a drawing of a cake for her mice friends to see. That is so pretty, Cinderella, said Jack. Pretty, pretty, said Gus. I'm going to bake a cake like this for the festival tomorrow, Cinderella exclaimed. I've already measured out and put all the ingredients aside. Do you see the beautiful cake I'm going to bake? It is going to be so delicious. Every year, the village held a festival to celebrate the king's birthday. The most popular event was His Royal Highness's most supremely special birthday cake contest. The judge was none other than the king himself. Mistress Muffin usually wins, Cinderella told Jack, but Cinderella, a voice interrupted from downstairs. Where is our lunch? Coming, stepmother, Cinderella called. She stuffed the drawing in her apron pocket and dashed down the stairs. Now that was not a very nice way to ask for lunch, was it? No way, she did not use her manners. Oops, I skipped a page. In the kitchen, Cinderella quickly made lunch. Here, Jack and Gus, she said, handing them a small piece of cheese. Share this with your friends. She picked up a tray and hurried through the door to the dining room. What took you so long? Asked her stepmother. Her eyes fell on the paper in Cinderella's apron pocket. She leaned forward and snatched it. That is not nice. What do we have here? Let's see. Do you think they're going to know what it is? Well, it's an idea I had for a cake, Cinderella said. I'm going to bake it for the festival tomorrow. Cinderella's stepmother gave her a mean little smile. You may have permission to bake your cake after you complete all your chores and after my daughters have had their chance to make their own prize-winning creations, her stepmother finished. With a wink, she passed Cinderella's sketch to Anastasia and Drizella. Oh my goodness! Cinderella scrubbed and swept and polished and dusted. Finally, she finished. I barely have time to bake my cake. It's a good thing I've already put aside all the ingredients. Have you been sweeping and mopping the floors or washing the windows? Those are fun things to do while you're home too. It makes for a really tidy, clean castle. Just then, when Cinderella finished her chores, two voices screeched from the kitchen. Cinderella! Can all of you cry out Cinderella? Let me hear. Good job, everyone. You are all much nicer than my stepsisters calling my name, though. Oh my, Cinderella exclaimed as she entered the kitchen. She made me ruin my cake, Anastasia yelled. The cakes were on the table. One was flat as a pancake, and one was burnt to a crisp. Well, that doesn't sound yummy. Let's clean up this mess, and you can start from scratch, Cinderella said kindly, and she began to sweep. I'm not cleaning, said Anastasia. She grabbed the measuring cup from her sister and slipped on some eggs. Crash! Oh no. Well, I'm not cleaning either, shouted Drizella. She snatched a mixing bowl and slipped on some sugar. Smash! More items broke. Look what you've done, both sisters shouted at each other. Well, that is not very nice. That is not sisterly love. Not like Anna and Elsa, who are always nice to each other. Cinderella shook her head. The sacks were half empty, Many of the eggs were broken and there wasn't enough ingredients left to make another big cake. Cinderella paused. The ingredients she'd put aside were hidden away under a tablecloth. But then she would not have enough to make her own cake. What do you think I'm gonna do? Do you think I'm gonna be kind and share? So I thought to myself, what would a princess do? What do you guys think a princess would do? Well, one of the most important things about being a princess is always being kind and compassionate and polite. And by sharing, you're being all three of those things. So I said, I know, Cinderella said softly. You can have some of my ingredients and make one large cake together. Greedily, the sisters pounced on them. They mixed and stirred and poured and threw everything into a pan, and soon they had a cake. Well, it was sort of a cake. It wasn't perfect like mine was going to be, but it looked delicious anyway. Let's see. It's gorgeous, bragged Anastasia. It is prize-winning, said Drizella. It's done, whispered Jack and Gus Gus. The stepsisters left, leaving Cinderella to clean up once again. She sighed as she saw how few ingredients she had left. But just then, Jack and Gus got her attention. Here, Cinderella, for you, they said. She looked down and saw piles of berries, nuts, flowers, and other things. You share with us, Gus began, and we want to share with you, finished Jack. Oh, how sweet, Cinderella said. Thank you so much. Cinderella stirred the nuts and berries into a honey-sweetened mixture and made a delicious cake. It's not what I planned, but it's special because my friend shared with me, so I love my cake. The next morning, the stepsisters rushed into the kitchen, arguing. I want to take it. No, I'll carry it, the sisters yelled at each other. They tugged and yanked and pushed until... What do you think's going to happen? They're both pulling and they're not talking like loving sisters, so do you think the cake's going to fall on the floor? You were right, splat! It fell right on the floor. Now we'll never win, wailed Drizella. It is all your fault, cried Anastasia. The sisters glared at each other above the ruined cake. Oh no. Well, you can share my cake, Cinderella offered. We can all enter together as sisters. The stepsisters glanced down their noses at the small cake. That pile of sad crumbs, sniffed Anastasia. Drizella folded her arms. I would rather not go at all, she said. That was not kind. They weren't being good sharers. But Cinderella decided that wouldn't dampen her spirits, and she went to the festival with only her animal friends for company. Cinderella placed her cake on a long table. Oh dear, she thought, my cake does look small compared to the others. Do you see all the rest of the cakes? They look delicious. There's one that's shaped like a castle, and this one kind of looks like a pizza. Just then, trumpets sounded. The judging was about to begin. Slowly, the king made his way down the line of cakes. He took little bites of each and every cake. I bet he was really full after trying so many cakes. Okay, let's see. Oops. I bet that my cake is going to be so delicious because all my friends shared some yummy ingredients, right? When the king tasted Cinderella's cake, he smiled. He took a second bite too. He whispered to the Duke. Next, he took a bite of the big castle-shaped cake that Mistress Muffin had made. Mistress Muffin won every year before this. The king continued taking bites of the two cakes, first Cinderella's and then Mistress Muffin's. Everyone at the festival wondered which cake the king would choose. The winner of His Royal Highness's most supremely special birthday cake contest is Mistress Muffin, answered the Duke. But Cinderella, protested Jack, your cake was the best. Now, said Cinderella, the king has chosen well. The trumpets sounded once again. But, called the Duke, for a cake as natural and fresh as the forest, whose delicate, delicious distinction has delighted the royal taste buds, a special prize goes to Cinderella, and there I am with my special ribbon and bow. Cinderella brought the cake home for all her friends to share. That night they all gathered round, and Cinderella, Jack, and Gus shared the story of their sweet success. The end. Well, I hope all of you got some really good ideas to bake some delicious cakes from this story. Something that I've been baking are delicious cakes like this, but I've also made chocolate chip cookies or pudding. They are really sweet treats to keep around the castle and even more delicious when you share them with your brothers and sisters or parents or friends. Well, I am so excited that I got to read these stories with you, and I love spending time together. I hope you have a lot of fun over the next few days baking or making some crafts or even reading more stories like this one today. Don't forget to check out those 2 websites, watch more like this, and check out the Party Fairy online so you can see all our magical princesses. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. See you soon.